Who are DarkSide? They're the criminal group that the FBI says is behind the Colonial Pipeline ransomware attack. Well, DarkSide suggests asking me.
Who exactly are DarkSide? We obviously heard about this big ransomware attack, and they are ransomware as a service, aren't they?
The FBI's attributed the attack on the Colonial Pipeline to DarkSide, and they're a group that I first came across in August 2020, and I published an article at Forbes when they were only a couple of weeks old as a sort of explainer about who they were and what they were doing. And it's come to my attention that they're actually using, as part of their own "Who Are We?" FAQ, their own explainer, they're pointing a link to my article for anybody who's interested in becoming an affiliate in their ransomware as a service scheme.
So Davey, putting aside the fact that we've all been inundated with PR emails a week because everybody in the world appears to be an expert on cyber attacks on pipelines, there seems to be a real misunderstanding of what ransomware as a service actually is, and the fact that the people perpetrating the attack are not the people who designed the actual threat itself.
That's absolutely correct. Ransomware as a service is a business model. So you've got DarkSide, which we're calling a group, but it might just be one person. We don't actually know. I mean, it's more likely that there is a group involved. DarkSide develop the ransomware software itself. They code it, they develop that. They then outsource this to affiliates. In their case, they interview affiliates to make sure that they're suitable and trustworthy, etc. Those who pass the interview can get anything from 10% of the final ransom if it's over $5 million, up to 25% of the ransom if it's under $500,000. The affiliate is the person or the group that are responsible for the actual attack. It's not DarkSide itself, it's the affiliate. So those affiliates use a multitude of methods to deploy the DarkSide ransomware code. That could be authentication attempts against VPNs, corporate VPNs, often using legitimate credentials that they've purchased from something called an initial access broker, sometimes just password spamming, password spraying. Social engineering tactics, vulnerabilities in remote desktop protocol is a common one. Even we're noticing now vulnerabilities in ESXi to target enterprise virtual drives, etc.
Is this like a franchise, basically?
Yeah, in essence, the spokesperson, if you like, for DarkSide is somebody called DarkSup, so DarkSide support. They post in Russian language on Russian language forums, and they've stated that way back when, in August, when they first came onto the scene, they stated that affiliates can't target healthcare, the education sector, non-profits, and interestingly, public sector bodies, because they want to try and be seen as some sort of the good guys of ransomware, I guess, which is quite bizarre if you ask me. But they've screwed up. They've screwed up completely with Colonial, or rather one of their trusted affiliates has screwed up completely with the Colonial attack. And now they're in arse covering mode, simple as. In fact, they've put out a statement claiming to be apolitical and not working for any government, because one of the common things that we're seeing, common trope we're seeing at the moment, is that DarkSide are Russian, operating out of Russia, which we believe they possibly do, but with Russian government support. And there's absolutely no evidence to support that at all.
Davey, ransomware has become such a big issue, and organisations globally are now thinking, how on earth do we put in place mitigating action? If you were going to give 2 or 3 pieces of advice for a general organisation in terms of how to stay safe, what would that be?
There's a few bullet point things. So patch everything, including your VPNs. have visibility into everything, including lateral network movement, data exfiltration. Implement active threat hunting. Actually look for the indicators of compromise. Don't wait until they happen. Limit your remote desktop protocol access and exposure. Employ multi-factor authentication everywhere. Have robust segmentation between IT and operational technology networks. Don't forget your backups. But most importantly, take ransomware seriously. Get the basics right and reduce your insecurity footprint.